Hey everyone, it's the interview queen Alicia Atout here, and I am hopping on your screens because I'm posting a video, one that I have yet to post in a really long time, and that is a brand new Q&A. Before we get to all of the answers to your questions, because there were so many great ones that came through, I just want to say a quick reminder to please like, comment, and subscribe to the channel, because even though we have grown so much throughout 2020, the plan is to dominate the world, so we're not quite there yet, so please be sure to hit all of those buttons and hit the notification bell so every time I post a brand new interview, vlog, or any type of new content, you get that awesome alert. Before we actually get into those answers as well, I do want to say thank you guys as always for watching, for not having stopped this already as I ramble, and just for the amazing support that you have shown throughout this year. Now I'm gonna stop being all mushy and answer some questions. Hey, finger guns. It's always so difficult when I'm sifting through questions trying to figure out which I want to start with, which ones I want to kind of splice in the middle, but I figured let's start off with an easy one. I have them right to the side over there. CA Styles is asking, what is your favorite color? So funny enough, I'm actually filming in front of one of my favorite colors, which happens to be red. I literally almost just said orange. I'm losing my mind, guys. But red is one of my favorite colors. I also really love baby blue. I happen to love like a brighter pink, and I also, it's growing on me, but like a nice rust orange. So I just kind of tore that question apart, but there are a lot. Yeah. And now we're getting into the holiday spirit. One of the main reasons I'm filming in front of the red background, as Anchetta 97 is asking, what's your favorite Christmas song? So in my household, we grew up listening to so much George Michael. Like my dad is probably George Michael's biggest fan. So Last Christmas, it is just such an incredible song, yet alone like the Christmas aspect of it, but it is just incredibly melodic. I love that track so much. So maybe I might like go into a little bit before the next. Last Christmas I gave you my heart, but the very next day you gave it away. This year. Next question. Next, we have a question from Angel, and he is asking, how is your hand? So I recently shared to social media that I have carpal tunnel, and I've had this since I was about 16 years old. I am now 25, so almost a decade, and I got it really young, and it's only been getting worse and worse, and for a while it was kind of okay, honestly. It wasn't too bad. And then about like 3-4 months ago, I started getting really bad numbness in my fingers. I would start dropping things. Like it just hasn't really been fun. So I started wearing braces in a ton of my interviews, photos, just pretty much all of the time. So I really appreciate you asking. My hand is doing a bit better. I'm getting some tests done and everything over the next few weeks to make sure I'm all super healthy and everything's good. And just keep enjoying my arms looking like I'm waiting for a falcon to land on them. Next up is a question many could use against me, but hey, let's put it out there. They want to know, what is your fear? So I have a few fears. I mean, death is probably the biggest one, or death to loved ones, getting really dark right away. I really don't like tight and crammed spaces at all. Like I get very claustrophobic very quickly, which is funny because my professions are music and wrestling, so concerts and wrestling shows are always packed jam tight. That's why I'm usually chilling at the side or watching from the stage, so I can kind of have my own little spice. So those are things that I'm afraid of. Now, this is actually a question that I get asked all of the time, and that is, who have you interviewed the most and who is your favorite person to interview? Now, the latter is incredibly hard for me to answer simply because I have interviewed so many people and I've hosted thousands and thousands of interviews. So as far as my favorite guests go, I don't even know where to begin to answer that. But as far as the most amount of times I've had one specific guest on, that goes to 2 people. It is a tie, I believe, between the band Palais Royale and then the wrestler Jay White. I have interviewed each 6 or 7 times now. So those are some pretty good records, and I'm sure it'll only get higher. This one is super dope because it's more of a hypothetical, and it's weird because none of my favorite movies I can actually answer it to. But Chris is asking, if you could live in any movie, which movie would it be? So my favorite films are like Shawshank Redemption, Usual Suspects, Grown Ups, Role Models. I mean, Role Models would actually be pretty fun to be in. That could be really funny. But I wouldn't really choose any of those. I feel like if I could be in any movie, ooh, I don't know. Do I have to pick an existing one or can I like make one up? If Adam Sandler was casting like a really funny film and needed someone to be a part of it, that I would be down for. Because I really dig so many, I can't say all, but I really dig a lot of Adam Sandler films. Yeah, that doesn't really answer your question, I'm sorry. This one I'm excited for because, as you all know, I love food way too much. And Gold Roger 27 is asking Canadian food or spots you crave when out of town. So there are a lot of them. Luckily, though, I don't really crave food from home when I'm on the road because I'm trying all these new cuisines, all these great new places. So I'm actually really lucky. I love traveling, and the main reason for that is food because I just get to eat my face off, and it's amazing. But things I do love from home, poutine. I literally had the best poutine of my life the other day, and it was the fries and then squeaky cheese curds, which is like a really amazing Canadian kind of cheese, and then the beef gravy and pierogies on top, and that was just dope. So I love that. There's a place downtown called Grand Electric in Toronto that sell amazing tacos, and I like fish tacos the best, so those are really good. And what else do I crave from home? Honestly, there's a restaurant, and I haven't been able to eat there in forever because of the pandemic. There's a place called Jack Astor's, and they have this bread that is just, they're like buns, and they're just coated in this garlic sauce. So good. Here we go. Next question. If you could tell your 5-year in the future self something, what would it be? 5 years from now, I would tell myself, ooh, I've done this going to the past. I've never done this going forward. I guess I would say, like, you know how hard you've worked to get to where you are? So just keep kicking ass. Don't let little things get to you because they will all of the time, but don't let them. And like always, don't take people's shit. Tom RW or Tomorrow. It could be either, actually. It's a cool username. I want to know, when you do your research for interviews, how do you try to make your questions unique? Honestly, I try to deep dive. I've said this before. I like to call myself pretty much, I'm like a professional stalker because I will deep dive hard going into people's archives, going years back through Twitter, just to find those unique little nuggets of things they like, hobbies they have, bands they love, and then we'll talk about that kind of stuff. So I really feel like I try to make my interviews different by not asking the cookie cutter Wikipedia questions, you know, like how long have you been into something, when did you start training, who is, like anything you can find online. I try to not really ask unless the publicist or promoter's like, hey, you gotta ask this. So I really do try to make everything different, fun, and keep it just unique, really. And I'd like to think I do a good job of that. And lastly, why not start up with a bit of controversy, as someone wants to know any unpopular opinions that I have. So there's one that people just don't agree. There's two that people don't like. One is that I love plum sauce, or sweet and sour sauce as Americans call it, but I love putting that stuff on my fish. So whether it's a halibut or like chicken strips even, I love sweet and sour sauce on that. I know it goes with chicken, but people hate it on fish, so who knows? And since we're talking about food, another unpopular opinion is I love dipping my French fries in ice cream. If you're weirded out right now, I'm telling you, try it, because that combination of salt mixed with that amazingly creamy and frothy ice cream, it is just so heavenly. So if you're judging me right now, try it, and then judge no further. You're gonna love it. That is all for today, everyone. I hope that you enjoyed this Q&A. Like I mentioned at the beginning, I have not done one of these in quite some time, so I'm just really excited to have them back, to be sprinkling something different on the channel. I really want to start doing different vlogs and new types of content, so please, if you have any ideas, comment them below, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe before heading off of here. Check out all the other interviews in the archive and spread the love. Holidays are quickly approaching. Don't worry, the queen doesn't stop. Tons of interviews are still coming your way throughout the holidays, and I just hope everyone's keeping well and safe out there. Again, thank you for your cues. I hope you enjoyed this, and I'm sure I will talk to all of you very, very soon. Bye, guys.